Crafter blue watches. It's like if you took a Seiko and a Rolex and mated them, this is the watch you would get. 45 millimeters Seiko NH35 automatic movement. Now, I'm showing it here on both the bracelet and rubber strap, but you can buy either or. They sell it as rubber strap for $500 or with the bracelet for $600, and it does not come with the rubber strap. I'm not sure if they would sell the rubber strap separately. I assume they would. If you're not familiar with Crafter Blue started out selling rubber straps for Seiko watches with fitted ends, as you could see with this rubber strap for this watch here, two-tone rubber strap, vulcanized rubber strap, very cool. We'll talk more about that, of course. This one is one of many color combinations. I chose this one to review because it kind of has that Seiko gray dawn look going on with the gray dial, the gray and orange bezel, just a more unique look as opposed to your regular colors. As I said, $500 on the rubber strap is $600 on this bracelet. You are, of course, getting a sapphire crystal. As I said, it is a Seiko NH35 automatic movement. The design, of course, is a little polarizing. I gotta say, when I first heard that Crafter Blue was coming out with a watch release, I guess this wasn't what I had in mind. Getting it in hand, I like the watch, I don't love the watch, and there's, of course, a couple reasons why. I think one of the biggest reasons that I'm not in love with this watch, of course, personally, is the size. 45 millimeters is a large for me. It's also 15.8 millimeters thick, so let's just say 16 millimeters, 22 millimeter lugs, 52 millimeter lug to lug, weighs 235 grams on the bracelet. Obviously, the rubber strap is going to lighten it up by about 100 grams. You do have that really large destro or left side crown. Now, that left side crown does help when wearing it on the wrist, something I really didn't think about beforehand. And when I got it in hand and I put it on the wrist, I realized having that there makes it, even despite the fact that it's large for me personally, if it was on, if it was in the normal position, I probably would not be able to wear this watch for more than a half an hour because that crown would be digging into the back of my hand. With it on the left side, it does, eliminate that. Now, on the other hand, I'm right-handed, and for the most part, I got to flip this watch around every single time that I want to change the date or do anything, or, change the time, do anything, when I've been playing around with it, doing photography and everything like that, just because my left hand is stupid. But here it is on the full-length bracelet. You do get a Rolex style looking clasp here with that Crafter Blue logo. It is a flip lock, but I'm going to show you something here. If I push those buttons in, that safety there kind of comes right off without having to do anything. There is no dive extension on this, but you do get 5 adjustment holes to get a better fit once you're done sizing it. This, of course, does not, this, of course, has, no, excuse me, I'm thinking of another watch. This one uses screws to adjust, not pin and collar, which is funny because I thought, because they're kind of doing a Seiko style looking watch here, I thought it was going to have pin and collar, but it does not. Now, one of the main things that I really do not care for with this watch is going to be around that inner of that aluminum bezel there. You're going to see where it says professional divers, 300 meters, and then helium release valve. This was just not needed. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It adds nothing to me as far as style. It obviously adds no functionality, and it also makes the dial smaller. Now, of course, you kind of got that Rolex deal here with a lot of text on the dial. This, whatever. I'm not a big fan of that. I prefer a cleaner dial, but that is not like the worst thing going on here with this watch. I could deal with that, no problem. You got Crafter Blue, that nice logo there. The other thing that I'm not a big fan of here is the fact that it is a white on black date wheel. And with this gray dial, I really would have preferred a black on white date wheel, of course. There is your helium release valve. You do have drilled lugs. But go ahead here and get close up. Something you might not, if you haven't seen pictures of this yet, kind of has, well, not kind of, it does have a nice texture to that dial. There you can see that raised domed sapphire crystal. There is your very large and prominent screw down crown. I'm going to unscrew this with my right hand, as I said, just much easier for me personally. When I do it with my right hand, no issues screwing or unscrewing. One thing that I want to point out here and make sure I show you is when you, some that I just normally you don't see, especially when you're looking at watches with crown guards, is there is a plastic piece on the inside of the crown. So it kind of stops at a certain point when you're screwing it back down, because it can only go so far because of that plastic piece there. And take a look at your fitted end links. Bezel, it is best to really grab it right here, and then it does turn and has a nice ratcheting feeling to it. It is a very sturdy bezel as well. Let me go ahead here and we'll put it on the wrist, and I'll show you some wrist shots, and we'll talk about the rubber strap as well. Here is a look on my 7.5-inch wrist. I thought it would be a little easier to show you the rubber strap off the watch before I go ahead and reinstall it. As I said, if you're familiar with Crafter Blue, if you've ever seen their website, you've bought one of their rubber straps for their Seikos, you're going to be familiar. This is the same type of strap. You have that fitted end link look, that molded vulcanized rubber here. Pretty easy to install on the watch as well. I really didn't have any issues. It is gray with an orange backing, so you have that dual color rubber, which is pretty neat. I will say though, if you take a look here, I mean, this just doesn't match at all. And I understand that it's probably hard to get rubber to match up with a Pantone of orange that is on the aluminum, but this could have been a darker orange, I think, or maybe they tried and they couldn't, but if this was a darker orange, it would have matched up a little bit better. And then you have your solid metal keeper here, very reminiscent of Seiko watches, and Crafter Blue has them on most of their rubber straps as well. Let me go ahead and install this, and I'll show it to you on the wrist on the rubber strap. All right, here it is on the rubber strap, and so I wanted to give you a good look at this so you could see what it looks like on the rubber strap, but also point out, as I said, to me the bracelet looks a little bit short. That is not the case with this rubber strap. I mean, take a look how long that is and where it's buckled on my 7.5-inch wrist. Go ahead here and I'll put it into the keeper so you can see what that would look like. I much prefer wearing this on the rubber strap. Here is what the lume looks like. BGW9 Super Luminova is being used. And I would say that it glows pretty nicely. So yeah, this watch is kind of strange to me. I like it, but I don't love it. I think it could have done without a few things, or a few things to be changed. And I know homages sell, and I know that I have reviewed a lot of homage watches on this channel and on the website of Watchreport.com. And I'm not talking bad about them at all whatsoever. I just think that there was maybe a missed opportunity here for Crafter Blue's first watch. I'm not sure why they did this mismatch of Rolex and Seiko, and I think just a couple of things done differently, and this could have been a really, really great watch. And it has nothing to do with the size of the watch either, because obviously I know there's tons of guys out there that still like a big chunky watch, and watches even much larger than this. I just think if they crafted, no pun intended, something with a little more of their own identity, this would have been a real winner, at least for me. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. What's your opinions of this Crafter Blue Mecanic Ocean? If you want to see more about this, more of my thoughts and comments, hit up the blog post at the website, Watchreport.com. There'll be a link in the description below. I will have a link to the Crafter Blue Watches website as well. If you want to follow us on social media, it is at Watchreport. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like this video, go ahead and do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell twice. That way you never miss any of our content. This has been Don Evans for Watchreport.com, giving you a look at the Crafter Blue Mecanic Ocean. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one.